So the future of Piggy is evolving. Loads of information has literally come out in the last 24 hours. But is it for the good or is it for the bad? Well, I'm going to let you guys decide that in the comment section down below. So feel free to let me know what do you guys think about all of this. So last night, Minitoon tweeted out saying, "Ahoy everyone, I've spent a lot of today thinking and I've decided I'm going to make Intercity a much less linear game in terms of story. The player will get to decide what type of person they are, in brackets nice, neutral, mean, etc. and what groups to side with. If any, more info below." So it looks as though that we are going to be able to take our character through its own little storyline. And Minitoon has also revealed quite a few more bits of information regarding this tweet. So of course today we're going to be going through Minitoon's tweet as if we are a great stalker. And believe me, it was literally a Q&A over on Twitter last night. I was trying to keep up with quite a few things, but there is going to be quite a lot of tweets in today's video. But of course, if you would like to see more news updates like this regarding Piggy, then make sure to subscribe to the channel. And also, if you would like to join my Roblox group, then head down into the description down below where you guys will find a link regarding that Roblox group. So we're going to go through these tweets in time order. Minitoon then said this will be done through player dialogue options and quest choices. I've been playing lots of choice-driven story games and have really enjoyed the freedom of the player that has in them. So I hope to bring that to the game. Cloudy Creek then replied saying that is such a cool idea. And Minitoon replied saying I've been playing lots of games like Fallout and Telltale games recently, so there comes the inspiration. Lisa replied saying, wait, does that mean we play as a person or an animal, like how it is in Intercity now? And Minitoon replied saying, you'll play as your character still, but when you talk to other characters in the game, you'll have some options on how to respond to them, which in turn will change up the story. So when he says that we will play as our character, I'm not entirely sure if he's actually talking about our Roblox avatar or the character that we have actually currently created inside of Intercity. But it looks as though that we're going to be speaking to characters in and around the kind of the mists of Intercity, and those are going to give us some options on how to actually respond to them, and then that's basically going to change the way that our storyline for our character is going to change going forward. And then JB Poulter decided to have a full-on Q&A with Minitoon, so yeah, get ready for this one, buckle your seatbelts. So JB replied saying, so the overall storyline will be the same, but you have just that little extra freedom in the middle. Then Minitoon replied saying, sort of, I'll start off the same, but eventually you're going to have to make some big decisions that you can't turn back from. And in brackets, unless you, of course, you start another file. And then JB replied again, so it's kind of like this. You'll have many different paths you can take, but all eventually lead to the same designation. In brackets, the ending. And Minitoon said, not quite. Think of it like a tree. It starts from the trunk and then branches off from there. Which is then where I replied saying, this is everybody's starting character. I feel like that would be great, don't you guys? But anyway, let's get back to the storyline. JB then replied saying, oh, I like it. So there's no one canon path. The storyline is pretty much yours to follow with your own actions. Minitoon replied saying, yep, you decide the fate of your character's world. And then JB replies,
I love this! Oh my god, that's so good, the Minitoon! Oh my goodness!
You get where I'm going with this. But thanks to JB, we did actually manage to find quite a fair bit out about what this whole Intercity thing is going to be like. But anyway, moving on. 1MO also replied saying, is there going to be an end to it? Just curious. And Minitoon replied saying, already got the start and the end planned out. Just gotta think of everything in between. I wouldn't expect the whole story to be finished on release, so it may be a little episodic. What does that mean? I've never even heard of that word. Episodic, containing or consisting of a series of separate parts or events. Okay, that makes sense. Kind of like Piggy then. But it's very cool to know that Minitoon already has the beginning of this whole Intercity storyline planned out as well as the end. That is extremely cool. Mega also replied to Minitoon saying, so each character you make is a different file, question mark, and Minitoon replied saying yes. So every single character that you create is a different file, meaning that you can have different storylines going on with your characters that you create. That right there is actually pretty useful to know, I'll be honest. That's a good question to have asked. Elizabeth then asked saying, wait, what do you mean by groups to side with? we will have to choose a team to work/survive with, and then Minitoon, of course, puts the 2 eyes, as he normally does. So I feel like this could mean one or two things. Number one, Minitoon is going to be creating a bunch of groups inside of Intercity, meaning there could be some gangs, there could be some survivors, there could be absolutely anything. There could be so many groups to side with, and you're basically going to have to choose which one of those surviving groups that you would like to side with. The other option could be that you are going to be siding groups with your friends. Now, I feel like that would be a much better thing to do. It would get a lot of people playing the game, and it would also get a lot more team playing, meaning that a lot of people would play Intercity for a longer amount of time. Where we're currently at with Piggy, it's kind of solo player based. You kind of go into it and it's literally just trying to get yourself to the end, and that's pretty much it. There is no team play right here. But with this, we could be siding with our friends. That would be so cool. And imagine if we could actually create things like factions as well. I believe that there was a film, I'm pretty sure that it was similar to Hunger Games, but I think it might have been, it's a really long word. I think it's like iridescent or something like that. I can't exactly remember what the name of this actual film is called, but they basically had like these houses, kind of like Harry Potter, shall we say, and they basically had these factions, and you had to go around and you basically had to try and survive. So that would be really cool to see, like, you know, maybe a bunch of YouTubers creating their own factions. I'm sure that there's probably going to be a favorite, but still, it would be extremely cool. Now, this is extremely important. Now, Epic Tank replied saying, will the files replace the skin slots? And Minitoon said, yep, sadly, I may have to do a data wipe for this. But then again, everything that is difficult to come by will be much easier to gain when the game releases. I'll give anyone who has played the demo some extra resources at the beginning of the full game. So if you have played Intercity and you have kind of progressed, then Minitoon is going to help you out, which is extremely nice of him. But also, whatever you've done inside of Inti so far, if you've got pretty far in the game, you know, you've leveled up, you've got loads of ammo, you've got a gun, you've got all this stuff, it looks as though that this data for this may have to be wiped. Manny then are saying, also a quick question, will there be an option to rebirth yourself to test/discover new storylines? I don't know if that makes sense, but I hope it does. And Minitoon then confirms saying, you'll be able to make 3 save files, of course, like at the moment where you have 3 characters. Those 3 characters are 3 completely different sides. And Maddie also asks a very interesting question, sort of like, once all your files are maxed out, will you be able to delete and reset your progress? And Minitoon says, I'll be adding a delete save file button for each one, but I'll probably also do Game Pass save files as well. So maybe we're going to be getting some kind of Game Pass added into Intercity. That is extremely cool, because that is also what is bringing back a lot of people to playing Piggy. I told you, there's a lot of tweets. We still have a little way to go. Believe me, I'm trying to get through them as quick as I can. Courtney also replies to Minitoon saying, one question. I don't know if you already answered this, but when a character dies or get infected, will the character be deleted completely? Or will they just go back to being uninfected? Or will the story carry on with them being infected? Now, Minitoon replied to this saying, it'll be just a game over, and any current quest that you had active will fail. The point of the infection meter is if you're not careful enough during a mission, it becomes a race against time to avoid turning. Beating/starting a mission will get rid of the bar though. Just a little idea as well, I do feel like it would be extremely cool to adding maybe 1 or 2 vaccines in there just to make him like extremely rare, so that if you do actually get infected, that you could potentially go back to your base, find a very, very rare potion to help not get yourself infected. That's just a little input. But anyway, that looks as though that is pretty much everything that Minitoon did reply on Twitter. So like I said, the future of Piggy is evolving. It's changing for the better. Potentially the worst. Maybe you guys don't really like the idea of this whole Piggy Intercity. I feel like I've seen quite a few people saying that they may drop off when Intercity does release. But I do feel as though that if we we do have this kind of like group quest where you can actually team up with your friends and create their own kind of like bases, I feel like that would be a lot more fun because it would basically be like Minecraft. But anyway, I'm gonna leave that up to you professionals to let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section down below. But that is going to be it for today's video, guys. If you could kindly be using star code Antixx when you are buying Robux or Premium, that would be much appreciated. I did have my birthday yesterday, so it would be a great birthday present. But anyway, that's going to be it from me today. Thank you for joining. We'll see you guys in the next one.